Would you like to write content just as good as Neil Patel, or do you want to rank on the first page of Google and drive tons of traffic to your website and business? If so, stick around because in today's video, I'll be showing you how to write content just like Neil Patel, because I've been content writing and copywriting for over 8 years right now, and I've also had the pleasure to write for Neil's website many times, so I've gotten to see behind the scenes what goes into his content guidelines, branding guidelines, and exactly just what goes into the content process. And I'll be sharing some of my main insights and takeaways in this video, beginning with number one, that Neil only writes long-form content. If you go to his blog and you've ever read his articles, they're always usually around the 3,000 word mark. I know that when I wrote for his blog, that 3,000 words was the absolute minimum, and often we wouldn't even go above that. It had to be exactly 3,000 words. And this is because long-form content just outperforms short content in every way possible. If you're writing 3,000 words, even if it's 2,000, it's proven that the number one result on Google is 1,890 words long, according to a backlinko study that I've mentioned many times. And it's also proven that long-form content receives the bulk of social shares on social media. So it gets shared more, it gets more links, more traffic, it ranks higher. So just for SEO purposes and content strategy, you should be writing long-form content, and that's why Neil does it. And what's also good about long-form content and why it generates these benefits is because it just offers more value and information and resources for the reader. If there's a 3,000 word article, then of course naturally it's going to have more value just based on the content size itself and the amount of space you have to work with. So if you want to learn more about this, you can go in the description and take my free content marketing course, which also brings me to the second point, which is Neil Patel only produces actionable content. So if you've ever read his content, one thing that actually really makes it stand out isn't just that it's long-form content, but also it's super practical and actionable. You see, for example, you could take a lot of content on the internet that might tell you to do off-page SEO and backlink building, and it'll tell you it's a good thing to do, but it won't actually show you how to go ahead and carry that out. But if you go to Neil Patel's blog, you'll notice that it always includes step-by-step instructions. So he shows you step-by-step how to achieve something, use a certain tool, or deploy a certain strategy. And there's always screenshots along with that to show you how to do it, so you can follow along and achieve the goal. Now, what's really good about this from an SEO perspective is that it helps Neil and you, if you do it, match search intent. Because when people are looking up something on Google, often they need a tutorial or something to help them. So if you can do this, often it will boost your rankings and traffic. And one of the best ways to actually implement this not only is just step-by-step instructions, but go ahead and get the Chrome extension Evernote. It's completely free, and this allows you to take really cool interactive screenshots with arrows and text, and will make this part of the strategy much easier. And then there's a third component of Neil's content and what makes it so good, and that is very data-driven. If you go to any of his blog posts, it's always backed up by stats, data, graphs, charts, case studies, and so on. And what makes this so good is that it makes things more credible and concrete. So if he talks about a certain strategy, he actually has numbers and data to back it up. So he's never making a claim blindly. There's always something to back it up and to prove it. And this is actually very easy to implement yourself, because when you're writing a blog post or you're creating the outline, all you have to do is type in a keyword into Google, followed by stats, data, graphs, something like that. And if you go to the text or the images section of Google, what you end up finding is tons of resources, dozens to hundreds, that you can reference to achieve this in your own content. Fourthly, Neil's content, as you could guess, is extremely optimized for SEO. Now, if you've done on-page SEO before, then of course you know that it's all the little details that add up to actually rank a piece of content on Google. And you can go ahead in the description, get my free SEO course, which will teach you the basics of this. But if you break down Neil's content, you'll notice that everything from the URL to the title tag to the meta description, all the way just to the headers, alt text, file names, every little detail is optimized for very specific keywords. And that's why he's able to rank for super competitive things like affiliate marketing, because he's extremely optimized for those specific search terms. And lastly, Neil Patel is just amazing at cross-promotion in all of his blog posts. One, you'll tend to notice that he embeds a lot of YouTube videos. He's been getting really big into YouTube and podcast marketing, so this helps drive people back to his YouTube channel, get subscribers, and retain engagement there. He also includes dozens of internal links in these long-form blog posts that get you going to other relevant pieces of content, staying on his website for longer and learning about him. And another thing that he commonly does is he mentions his SEO software Ubersuggest. So there's a free version that he'll funnel users to, and then you can try that out. It might become a regular tool in your tool stack, and then you may end up converting to the paid plan. So he's amazing at cross-promotion. And what you can do is take other pieces of content you've made, blog posts, service pages, YouTube videos, and so on, and then consistently cross-promote them, interlink them, And then you get people just engaging with all of your assets and channels and much more likely to actually convert. But to recap how you can write content like Neil Patel, one is writing long-form content. Make sure it's very data-driven, credible, practical, add a lot of step-by-step instructions and screenshots, optimize it for on-page SEO, learn what a really good cross-promotion is all about, embed other YouTube videos, blog posts, podcasts, things you've actually created. And if you do all these things, which does take some upfront work, suddenly you have this amazing piece of content that ranks on the first page of Google, it impresses people, it matches the search intent, and it actually just makes a real difference on the internet and with your content strategy. Now, if you want to learn more about content marketing and SEO, you can go in the description, get some more free resources of mine. Make sure you're subscribed if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.